Alright, we are back with another D&D movie time, and today we're going to be watching a movie that I really enjoy. It is one of my more favorite movies, although, spoiler alert, I guess, I can tell you that my score will not be influenced by that. But, this is a movie I've watched many times as a child, growing up, and even into adulthood, because, I don't know, I think this is, like, probably within my top 20 movies of, like, the funniest movies of all time. So, the movie is not technically a summer movie, although maybe it takes place in the summer. But it's called In the Army Now, and it was during a time in the 90s when we were involved in Desert Storm, which sent soldiers over to the Middle East to fight in, obviously, Desert Storm. Something Core really probably doesn't know too much about, other than what I've just told her. But, yep, we're going to watch In the Army Now. I'm not going to say anything more about it, because I want Cora to be shocked and blown away. This does have several actors she's seen before, so I think she will enjoy it. Are you ready to join the military?
No.
Why not?
It's the army.
Yeah, what's wrong with the army?
I don't want to be killed.
Be all that you can be in the army.
I know, but
If you joined the service, what would you join? Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines?
none.
None?
I don't want to be killed anymore.
Well, not every, like, you only get killed if you're bad at it. If you're good at it, then you're just killing other people. But who says you gotta kill people? They need cooks. They need doctors. Right? I mean, only the soldiers go out and fight. There's other jobs, people who just clean up.
I ain't going in no war.
Well,
I ain't going into the Navy. I ain't going into anything.
well, if things keep going the way they're going currently in the world, you might get, by the time you're 18, you might be drafted into the service. I'll be too old. And even though you're a girl, women are out there pushing for equal rights. And right now, I mean, that would include putting women in the draft, which means the government basically can come along, say, hey, you're young, you're fit, there's nothing wrong with you. Guess what? You're joining the military. Whether you like it or not. If you don't, you go to jail. So it's either serve or go to jail. See? So that's how it was for young men during times of war, when, like, World War II was going on and stuff. So,
How did you know?
because people have talked about it. I think we drafted during the Vietnam War also, which was, I think, in the 70s or late 60s. I think it was late 60s, early 70s, the Vietnam War. But alright, we're going to go ahead and march off and join and become part of the Army with In the Army Now. I could not think of an easy way to subtitle that in. Alright, we'll see you guys after the movie.
Bye.
It's not a job, it's an adventure.
No, that's the Navy.
The few and the proud?
No, that's the Marines.
Keep going, going, and gone?
No, that's the, Energizer Bunny. Gentlemen, we're be all you can be.
In the army.
Pauly Shore is in the Army now.
2, 3, 4!
You will be every other grunt.
He's learning that a good soldier
And give me push-ups! All the way up and down, right?
must get into shape.
Hit me.
Mold me, hold me, make me a man. I love you.
Learn special skills.
I want you to drop the pen, throw the grenade.
Serve his country.
This is a very simple, routine mission.
A mission
Let's go bust some scuds.
On wheels!
Get a hold of yourself, soldier.
Can I call you General Sweet Pants?
And become a leader.
Ordinarily, we would have you tortured.
Suck on this one time.
It looks like our truck.
Inside, Hollywood Pictures presents Pauly Shore in the Army now.
All right, Cora, we just finished In the Army Now. What was this movie about? Don't pay attention to the dog. What was the movie about?
It was about basically two boys.
Young men.
Boys, same thing. They act like boys. And you get fired.
Okay.
Then they decide to join the military and
The Army Reserve.
Army Reserve, and they become water boys or wherever the job was.
Because it's like one weekend a month, 2 months a year. And why do they pick water purification?
Because his brother was at dude's pool, whatever he said.
His brother was a pool man.
His brother was a pool man.
And what are they going to go in with? Water balloons?
Yeah.
Anyways, so what happens?
So they go through a lot of training.
Well, typically that's what you do when you're in the Army.
I know, you basically have no choice to, unless you want to get fired. And if so, then you'll be basically humiliated for your entire life, even when you're dead.
Go on. So after the training, then what?
They
Go to more training to learn actually how to purify water, right? Then what happens when they graduate that? Can you sit up normal? Sir, hey, I'm going to put you through like military style.
No!
Start waking you up like a drill sergeant.
No!
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Make you stand at attention.
No!
Okay, anyways, come on. After they learn how to purify water, then what happens? They throw a party, right? To graduate? A graduation party?
Yeah.
And what happens during the graduation party?
A pack of balls hits out.
Yep. And when one of the classmates, played by Lori Petty, who you recently saw in Point Break and League of Their Own, she gets excited. Why?
Because they're about to go to war?
Yep, they're gonna go to war because where's Chad?
In
The desert.
the desert.
Come on, you gotta get faster with these responses. You just sat through the movie. Shouldn't be that hard. So do they go to Chad?
Yeah.
Anything happen before they go to Chad you want to talk about? Like, do they try to get out of it at all?
Yeah.
How?
I rather not talk about it.
We can talk about it.
No.
Well, basically, the two main characters try to say that they're gay so they can try to get out of it, but then the sergeant tells them that they have to prove it and they have to kiss each other, and they're trying to, but they can't bring themselves to kiss each other, and so they end up going to Chad. Which is comedy we can't have nowadays in movies because A, nobody cares anymore about gay people being gay, and they're just accepted everywhere, so that whole joke isn't as funny anymore in modern movies. Congratulations, gay people, you've killed that humor. So they go to Chad. What happens in Chad?
Something about his watch being broken.
Okay. What is their job?
To pump water and get water for the soldiers.
The front line?
The front line.
But what happens on the way to the front line?
They get stranded.
Okay.
Then
Alright, so they get to the front line, then what? Or no, you said they didn't. They got stopped. And they're in the desert. So, what happens in the desert?
they basically have no food. They talk. And here's the most funniest part. The guy that came here to go for his fields screamed, "There's a scorpion in my back! There's a scorpion in my back!" Remember, they're in the desert. I don't know how long. I may or may not have known, forgot how long. Even probably the movie didn't show us how long they've been in the desert. So probably the other guy thought that he was hallucinating. The guy turns around and there's actually a scorpion on his back. Now that is the most funniest part. There's a scorpion on my back. There's a scorpion on my back. Oh, okay.
Okay, got it. The scorpion on his back. Now move on. What happens next?
They basically walk a couple miles, who knows how long, till they reach this building. It turns out it's the enemy's building and they get captured.
Okay.
Then they go ahead and break out and are lost again. With no food and now no water.
Okay. Faster.
Then basically they meet some people, get a camel. Then they go to this dropout spot or whatever. There's 2 cars, there's a bunch of weapons. They see another base. They keep going. Oh, by the way, they got this random guy with them now.
Special Forces guy
Yeah, from...
who's injured and on morphine. So he's no help.
Yeah, from the capsule thing. From the enemy's base. And then they basically find this backpack which they found. They call their base. The base wants them to the previous base that they saw, not the one that got destroyed and they were at. The one that they saw that was camouflage. They got back there. They get in trouble. They nuke it with a bomb.
And that's basically the end of the movie.
Yeah.
They saved the day.
Yeah.
Alright. That was a long walk off a very short pier. Anyways, when we come back, we're going to give our final scores and thoughts. We'll see you all in a little bit.
Bye.
For thousands of years, the world has been protected by the Guardian of Light, or as he is more commonly known, Santa Claus. Over the centuries, factors such as fear and prejudice, greed and jealousy, misunderstandings, betrayal and war have segregated most humans from the magical world of elves, fairies, wizards, and the like. This has resulted in many misconceptions and generalizations of the true nature of Santa and his world.
This 6-book series by Sean Connaughton begins as the current of a long series of guardians is murdered by a group of monstrous enemies recently escaped from an enchanted South Pole prison. These creatures are loyal to the darkness, an evil force determined to exterminate the light in order to enslave all creatures of the world.
Shane Connor, an average young man, suddenly finds himself being trained as the new guardian. As he adapts to his new life among fantastic creatures, he goes on an adventurous quest with a legendary wizard for the ultimate weapon to use against the darkness, and faces murderous enemies like Rasputin, Morgana Le Fay, Krampus, and many more.
Along with his best friend, Joe Gomez, Shane encounters politics, history, mysterious murders, new loves, his own hidden past, and racial dynamics among the fantasy races that turn out to be all too real. Their adventures reveal the true nature of the world and challenge the current state of how all races interact.
This series expertly melds myths, legends, history, faiths, folklore, and secret societies into a fascinating, cohesive, comprehensive world of wonder and magic.
From Atlantis to Olympus, from Hades to the moon, and from broomstick races to Christmas deadlines, join the new Santa Claus on his amazing journey. But beware, will Shane's quest achieve his ultimate goal of destroying the darkness and preserving the light of the world? Or is he actually playing right into a plot by dark forces that will result in his, and our, ultimate doom?
So make your list and check it twice for the Guardian of Light book series. Download your audiobook or ebook today from Audible, Amazon, or iTunes.
Alright, Cora, in the Army now, starting with you. On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give this movie?
10 out of 10.
Why a 10 out of 10?
It was a great comedy and it was a comedy.
Okay.
And also there was plenty of explosions.
Okay.
Kaboom!
Alright. Who is your favorite character?
The guy that cried, Scorpion.
Oh. What was your favorite scene in the movie?
The guy who cried Scorpion.
That scorpion scene?
Yeah.
Alright, well then. Alright, well moving on to my score then. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd honestly have to give this probably an 8 out of 10. I know I talked about how much I love this movie. I've watched it many, many times. This is probably the funniest Pauly Shore's movie there is. But realistically, there are many other comedies that are better, but I still enjoy watching this from time to time. So just because I gave it an 8 out of 10 Doesn't mean I don't like it or anything like that. It just means that I acknowledge that there are many other good comedies above this, and that this isn't going to be typically high on the list, but that's about it. My favorite character is, of course, Pauly Shore's character. My favorite scene is probably near the end when when he is on the phone with the first sergeant and he's like trying to figure out how to do the rocket launcher, and he tells the guy to shut up, and the guy's like, "Oh, you tell me shut up one more time," and he picks up the phone and goes, "Shut up, I'm bad with directions." That's probably my favorite scene. But yeah, the reason we did this for a summer movie though is because of the fact with all the desert and sun in the movie, it really does feel like a good movie to watch over the summertime when it's hot outside. So, anyways, that is going to go ahead and wrap up this episode. Join us Wednesday when we come back with Cora's last summertime movie. We're still trying to figure out what that's going to be. I had something in mind, but it looks like we might change that because apparently we don't have that movie.
We can just
After all.
We can just watch that on Netflix or YouTube.
I don't think this movie is going to be on Netflix. It might be on YouTube, but I don't think it'll be on Netflix.
Anything like
But
Paramount, even though we don't have Paramount. Like anything.
again, we don't have it, so how can we watch it if we don't have it?
Yeah, but when I have
Even if we don't have a streaming service, I know exactly which streaming service would have it, but I don't have the money to pay for that streaming service right now.
HBO Max?
No, Disney.
Wow.
So we don't have the money for Disney. We don't have HBO Max either. So
Yeah, I thought we did.
no, we don't. All we got left right now is Netflix. But anyways, alright, that's going to go ahead and wrap up this episode. We will see you all back here Wednesday with another episode. See you later.
Bye.